Hey guys, welcome back. Back again here talking about the Smashing Machine right here, starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt. And basically this is about story of mixed martial arts and a UFC champion Mark Kerr played by Dwayne Johnson. It's directed by Benny Safdie, written by Benny Safdie, and what is this? Well, what is this? Cool. Pretty much that's what it is. Um Overall, what I thought about this movie, I thought this movie was pretty good. Um, I guess if anything, I'll just start off by saying about like the people that was starting it. Just let's just get this off the bat real quick. Dwayne Johnson, I think he definitely is doing the best he's ever done when in terms of his acting abilities in this movie, comparable to other movies like Pain and Gain that he's been in. That's like the most I could think of when it comes to his acting abilities because him as like a he was more of a movie star and was like basically in movies that can just bring in money, almost billions of dollars per movie. But this movie itself flopped bad, and I'm just kind of shocked by it because then, but at the same time, I'm not surprised too. I feel like that's contradicted myself right there, but it's not really surprising just because of the lack of care that people have been having towards Dwayne Johnson for the past couple of years, especially how he's been talked about on set with Fast and Furious, other movies along the way, and I think he just sort of like developed this unlikability that he used to have, where he used to be so likable in a lot of his movies, and I think especially after the whole Black Adam DC thing that happened with him, he definitely he turned off a lot of people, and so he kind of took a hiatus and stopped producing so many movies in one year. I remember for the longest time I could not see a movie without him in it at least two or three times, like a movie. Whatever movie that came out, he was just always in it. But he came back here especially just to showcase his acting ability, which he definitely had many times to do. I would say his acting ability, if I had to get it off like out of a five, right? I would say it's a strong 4 out of 5. I would give him, just because I think in this movie in particular, it has a lot of similar tropes you would see in a lot of other fighting style type movies, or just like any boxing movies or sports movies in general. It's like a redemption arc, so maybe like a little small like training montage stuff. But you just see a lot of the same stuff in this. But I guess it just goes to show that it was like a lot of of the same things that would happen in other boxing other boxing careers lives. But in this one, I was kind of strange to see that it was only following just like a couple of years in his life, but mostly the ones that basically impacted his career. But I think what really got to me was the fact that at the end of the movie, it talked about how he and who was this other guy? So Mark Kerr and Mark Coleman, they essentially they were like the pillars of UFC and what got UFC to where it is now. But we barely got to see any of this actor's name, Ryan Bader, who plays Mark Coleman. We barely got to see a lot of his side. I was kind of curious because he was a family man in this, and he was definitely like he was the best friend towards Mark Kerr, and of course they were building up this whole fight that could have happened, but of like them fighting with one another. It's like, oh, they're best friends. What could happen? They're trainers together. Oh no! But of course it didn't happen, which is fun. But I kind of wanted to see more of Mark Coleman just because if he was also like one of the big pillars for UFC, I kind of want to see what he could possibly like. What made him so possibly like one of those pillars, sort of similar to how Mark Kerr was. What we got to see, but Dwayne Johnson himself, like he did a great job too of like showcasing a different side of like substance abuse that we rarely get to see in other movies and TV shows, because sometimes it's very sporadic and just like out there and like just showcased to you like straight to you. But in this one, he had a lot of moments where he was just very calm and just like held back into like what he was trying to do, and I think he definitely played that part very well of not knowing like how is he gonna react, what do we knew, like what do we know, but like at the same time it's just like left to us as the audience to like wonder and thought through, and but especially during with Emily Blunt's character, she kind of just shows up once in a while, and I don't know if that's just like a choice that was made because of like that's how she was in real life, but in the movie, it just felt like she was in and out, and trying to make this connection that she was the reason why he couldn't make it to the championship in the round, and like she's the reason why all started, the stress of that he had and everything. But Emily Blunt, I mean, I don't know, like she's a great actress, but in this movie she didn't really have a lot to go with, just because it's like you're gonna be this crazy toxic person that basically follows around Mike Kurt the entire time, and I'm just like, but what else does she have to offer? Like I just don't understand that, but which is totally fine. And I think another thing about this was the fact that I really like Benny Safdie, his movie so far, because I think what else has he done? I don't remember. Oh yeah, Good Time watched, great. Uncut Gems, great. Oh yeah, I forgot he was in Oppenheimer, and Emily Blunt too. They must have known each other like right then and there to be in the same movie, but that was just great. But going back to Smashing Machine, I think the fact, to me, this movie had a lot of potential, but I think it just suffers a lot of the same tropes that you would see in other boxing movies. But it's very enjoyable. I like the fact that we actually get to see The Rock do other, or like another type. I would say it's another type of role, but at the same time, it's a role that we've seen many other actors doing at the same time. But this time, it's just Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and it's kind of hard to not compare like wrestlers turned actors in this, where you're having John Cena as an actor, Dave Bautista as an actor, Dwayne Johnson as an actor, but I don't know. It kind of makes me wonder, like, what is Dwayne Johnson really wanting to do now? If he's just trying to make more money, if he tries to take himself more, if he wants to be more likable. I keep hearing Oscar buzz around this movie too, specifically just him as an actor. I can see him being nominated. That's it. I don't see him winning whatsoever. I'd be kind of shocked if he won. I'm not gonna lie. But overall, I thought this movie was really fun to watch. Great movie. To If you're really into like boxing movies and everything too. I don't know. Maybe I kind of wanted to see more of like the learning more about the UFC, but I think that's just me being interested in that space. But overall, I think this movie is really good to go see. I highly recommend seeing it in theaters, possibly, or you can watch it at home too. But overall, guys, let me know what you guys think. If you guys have seen it, what you guys think of Dwayne Johnson and his role in this movie, because I know he's like, this is probably like one of his last roles too, like him just like training and like taking very serious, because he downsized a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of photos of him, and he definitely looked like he lost a lot of weight. So I'm hopeful that he actually gets to appear in other movies too, and like is capable of showcasing more of his range, and doesn't just get typecasted often and often. But all right, guys, I'll catch you guys.